Clive Hassell. He's been this friend for a very long time. He generously let me use him to interview him for my school project.
It's a pleasure being here.
When did you go to Raglan School?
I started at Raglan School around about 1968 because I was living in Troy before that, went to Troy School, then moved to Raglan, and so I carried on then at Raglan School.
Did you wear uniform?
No, didn't wear any uniforms, just smart clothes of our choice, but as long as we were neat and tidy and smart, that was acceptable.
Did you have school dinners?
Yes, did have school dinners. Can't remember in the very old building, which is the white building, but in the newer building we did have school meals there. I certainly remember that because they were in the canteen area, which was also used as the hall and for the assembly. And they used to put tables out for us to have school meals.
Did you have to take a water bottle in and drink milk?
I remember drinking milk at the school and didn't take a water bottle in, but there was water available at the school if we needed to drink at all.
Did you have fruit tuck?
No, no fruit tuck. Back then we were allowed to have things like peanuts and crisps and chocolate bars, all the sort of things that aren't particularly good for you.
Who was your headmaster?
The headmaster was Mr. Jones, and he was a very good headmaster. He was very firm but fair, and he used to ring the bell when it was time to go in from the playground, and if we got in any trouble at all we had to go and see Mr. Jones, which nobody ever wanted to do.
What did you do at playtime?
Playtime we used to do things like tag, and I think there was a game called British Bulldogs as well that we used to play, and it was just on the playground, but then through the summer if the grass was dry Mr. Jones would go down and check to see if it was dry enough for us to play on, and then we could play down on the grass.
What if it rained at playtime?
If it rained at playtime, I think we used to stay within the school building rather than go outside. I can't remember what we did exactly, but I think we probably just used to read books or talk, but we didn't have telly or anything like that. So we used to entertain ourselves with things like that.
What did you do in your school day?
School day, it was just generally basic lessons. It was things like Mass, where we would chant our times tables, and we'd do English and religious education, and then PE as well.
Did you have an assembly?
We had assembly. We had assembly in the main hall area where we used to have our lunches as well, and we had assembly each morning where we would do hymns and prayers, and sometimes the vicar would come in and have a little talk and tell us about things from the Bible and stories about Jesus.
Did you have an achievers assembly?
Sorry?
Did you have an achievers assembly?
And what is an achieve assembly?
It is an assembly where you take in stuff what you have achieved and you've won from like a sport, so a swimming certificate.
Right. No, we didn't ever do anything like that. No, we never had an achieve assembly. It was just, a little bit of a gathering in the mornings and hymns.
Did you have a sports day?
We had a sports day. It was generally just before we broke up for the summer holidays. We'd have a sports day, and the whole school would take part in it. I think it used to be things like running and different races, competitions. I can't remember. Might have even done things like three-legged races or something like that. But maybe not. That might have been my imagination.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Luke.